anyway, I sent him a comment with some part numbers and things. But after I sent it to him, I said, you know what, that's not a bad idea. You know, I mean, I was thinking of it, but I'm thinking, I've got a few things that I can actually try that on for myself. One being in the house, actually. Because in the house, in the kitchen, in the corner over there, right, where it's really hard to get to all the time, we've got the cabinets, and they kind of butt together, but we have that empty space there because I wanted that empty space. In case you want to put something there, you know you got the hollow space up in there. So I can take a shelf or two shelves, mount them up in there with this in the center, and then have this motor up in the yeah, I forgot what they call it now, but over the cabinets it has that little built thing, and then at that point you hit the switch, this will turn and it'll lower the shelf down to the countertop, and then it'll bring it back up out of the way so we have our countertop. I said, so it's something that I have that I can play with because I have these. I made a pot of coffee in the house, so I got to go in there and then come out here. Now, when I was at Tractor Supply, they had these washers there, which I liked, the small hole, 1-inch washer. Then they had the 1.5 or 1 1/4, 1.5, so on and so forth. Tractor Supply wanted $1.99 for 6. Home Depot is about the same. Same packaging and everything. I went to the Branford Lumber Yard over here, which has a hardware store in it. I bought a box of 100 for $8.49. Where if I spent $8.49 to buy these at Tractor Supply or Home Depot, it would have cost me, well, let's say $8 and change. That would have given me 4 packs, 4.5 packs. So what would that give me? 24, 30 washers. I got 100 of them. And the same thing for the large ones. These were 10, and there were $2.49 there. The screws, same thing. 100 of these little wing nuts, $6.79. 100 nuts, $4.95. There's some more screw. That's a 1-inch. I think these are 1.5s. I may have went 1 1/4. Yeah, these are 1 1/4. I'm sorry. I have no use for 1.5s, and I got a ton of them over there already. So I went to the hardware store, and I bought all these. It cost me $45 by the time I was done, with tax. And if I bought this stuff at one of those other stores, I'd be $100, $150 or better. Now, for these, that's a different story. You buy them by the pound, but they stop at a certain size. And that's the problem. So now I gotta separate these. I'll do that over here. These I have to put over there. This stuff, I'm just gonna, you know what, I'm gonna leave everything right here for now. I'm gonna go in and get my coffee, and then maybe, just maybe, I can talk wifey to come out here and help me separate these. Now I have the drawers for them because I had some in there. I was just running low. I think I got maybe 15 or 20 of each. So I definitely wanted more. All right, let me turn you off. I'll go get my coffee. Strawberries. I went shopping yesterday, I think I told you. And I actually, let me get my phone out of my pocket. And bought a bunch of strawberries, and last night I made I should have made biscuits, but instead I made angel food cake. And we have strawberry shortcake. Now we still have strawberries in the fridge that are all been chopped up and a little splendid on them to help preserve them a little bit and to bring the juices out. And we still have whipped cream. Like I need this. And so I may make some biscuits tonight. It's a strong possibility. Doesn't take that long. And after dinner I can whip up a batch real quick. It'll take me, what, maybe all of 10 minutes to mix it up, if that. Another, what, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes to cook it. To bake them. Really don't know, I'd have to check it periodically. That's how I do it. I don't worry about times. I just keep checking it. However, there's some things you just can't open the oven on because you'll ruin it. So when I do check, I gotta make sure. Aha! Somebody screwed up, and that wasn't me. I'm gonna have to go through these now. Apparently somebody threw a handful of something in the wrong drawer, because they look the same to a point. But they're different enough to where I just noticed it. One of them is thinner. And the 22 is about yay long. And neither one is going to work in either one. Well, I don't have a 22 Magnum pistol. So anyway, when I was dumping them, when I dumped it, I seen them, and I just left them there, thinking, okay. And I started dumping the rest of the 22s on it. Wrong. Shame on me. There it is. So now, every time I'm at the range and I'm pulling 22s out of this thing to load the magazine, I keep picking up the Magnums. There's 900 rounds of 22 longs in there. I keep picking up the 100 rounds of the Magnums. Well, it would be the same thing with that screw, that bolt. That would be the one I'd keep picking up. And when I keep going, if I had to come in and grab a couple to go out in the yard, I'd get out there to find out, okay, wrong one. Now, luckily for me, when I'm going out in the yard or away from the shop, I bring extras. In case you drop one, lose one, strip one. That's like when I talk about it a lot when I worked at West Marine. The sailboaters especially. They'd come in there and they'd need 8 screws or 7 screws. They'd buy 8 or 7 screws. They drive 15 minutes to get there, plus the time that it takes them to get to their vehicle and all that, and then another 15 minutes to go back after they spent 20 minutes in the store, and then they get there to find out, oh shit, they dropped one. Well, they don't float. So now they come back and they buy one more. Why didn't you just buy a couple extras? It's only 7 cents a piece, for crying out loud. Come on. I don't want to hear, well, it's 7 cents, it's 7 cents. Well, you know what? If you own a boat and you can't afford to spend an extra 7 cents here or there, maybe you shouldn't have the boat. Or don't use it for anything other than going down there and sitting at the dock with it. Because a lot of people do that. Wine and cracker boats. That's what we call them. They just sit on their boat, drinking wine, socializing with everybody, and eating snacks and crackers and whatever. You know, they never leave the dock. I know people that, with their boat, come on, they go out, they bought, well, the one couple in particular went out and spent $80,000 for a boat. It was a used boat, because, I mean, $80,000 nowadays, well, it depends on the size of the boat, so I don't want to say it's not going to get you much, you know, depending on what you're looking for. But they'll spend all this money on the boat, and they never left the marina. 8 years. They never left the marina. They actually never started the boat. The yard would winterize it for the winter, and then they would recommission it, you know, making it ready to go if in fact they were going to use it for the summer. But they never, other than that, the boat never got started. The last I knew, I think it had something like 8 hours on it, 9 hours, I don't remember. It was like not even a day. And that was only because of the marina starting it up every winter and every summer to get it warm. And then he said, well, I should be able to get my money back on this. It's got no hours on it. Nah, wait a minute. That boat's sitting there like that. You don't know if the risers are going to be all rotted out because they've been sitting. The manifolds. I mean, there's a lot. Oh, here she comes. I hear you. I'm almost done, but I hear you.